Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
I
Wait.
had to turn dork because wow, that was a lot.
Ooh, so much.
She was a movie. She was
A
a
film.
hefty gal.
She was a film.
She made me cry.
She was
You
a brick
made me
house.
cry.
Sorry.
You cried too?
I looked at Ketzel and I was like, stop it.
And
then
she was
I
like,
cried.
"Stop it! You're gonna make me cry." You were
And it
teary
made
in
me
some
cry.
parts. You were teary in other parts, though.
I was like this and then I was like this. So yeah, I was
Did you cry?
feeling it.
I did not cry, but I did feel some emotions around the same time that they were crying. And I was like, "Ooh, this is a lot."
Emotions. I didn't expect all that, Antonelli.
I had
I'm
had
shocked.
some really strong emotions throughout this whole movie.
Yes.
Yes, me too. And this is my first time watching it as a full-fledged adult, and I have a lot of thoughts as well.
Me too.
I have so many
So many
not-
things to say.
so I have some takes.
I love this, and I'm still a little zooted, so I'm like social network. I'm gonna
Social
carry us.
workers.
Like social workers, I'm gonna carry all of this on my back.
Thank you. I need some guidance on
What a
this journey.
fine carriage. You're going to carry us all.
What a fine boiled potatoes.
What excellent boiled
Boiled
potatoes.
I can't believe that's like such a quote that just sticks in everyone's brain.
I'm gonna get that on a shirt for you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Merch.
Merch.
Oh, not for us. Like just for you three.
Honestly,
Merch.
it's delivery. It's like, those lines that just you wouldn't think stick, but it just fucking stuck. It's stoked.
What excellent boiled potatoes.
It's stuck so much it's stoke.
It's stoked.
I want it.
It's stuck.
I want like the words around what is it, like a casserole dish of just like potatoes decorated with parsley.
Stella, take
Well,
notes, please.
Like
Stella,
you said
jot that down.
casserole dish.
Yeah, like a casserole
And it
dish.
says it on the side, and then
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cute.
On like the top
What?
and bottom.
We could do that.
Excellent boiled
we could do this.
potatoes.
We could make it in Canva and then put it on a shirt.
no,
I
he's
don't-
talking
I don't
about a
have to-
literal casserole dish.
I could do calligraphy with
or are you talking about a shirt design?
A shirt design,
a
but
certain
also
font.
Oh,
I could totally go for a casserole, like a
Oh, I
custom
love that.
casserole
That's
dish.
awesome.
That's
I was
way
like, we could
cooler.
sell that on Etsy and we'd make some money.
Y'all, are we
excellent
going
boiled
a little
potatoes.
off base?
Yeah, we are. Ketzel, take
No.
it away, please.
I was like, potatoes.
I-
Potato. Hello. Yes. So we begin
We're back.
in Paris, 1919. And it's the flashbacky scenes because this goes back and forth between flashbacks of some old ass folks who are young in the flashbacks, obviously, because that's how flashbacks work. And they're
She's black
visiting,
and gray.
Yeah, they're black and gray. They're visiting the abandoned
like
opera
it's-
house. Go ahead.
I feel like it's a better way of putting it that they're like flash forwards because the majority of the movie
Yeah.
and like they flash forward sort of to this, but we open in a flash forward.
Yeah, I guess, that'd be a better way. It's a flash forward, and they're at an abandoned opera house, which is holding an auction for all these items. And we have elderly I almost said Patrick Stewart. Nope.
Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. No.
Also
Not
a movie
that.
about a ghost.
Also a ghost movie.
That's
Stop
an
that right
actual
now.
ghost.
Stop that right now.
All right,
All right, I'm sorry.
I've also never seen
I haven't paid attention
I
or I
don't
haven't
think any
seen
of us
it.
have seen it, right?
I've seen Ghosts a long,
I've been in the
long
same
time
room,
ago.
I think.
I would say
Anyway.
that I don't recognize that movie as much, except for the scene that we all probably know.
Oh, the sexy
pottery
scene.
Bet
Mhm.
that cares.
Yes, of course. So it's elderly Patrick Wilson is trying to bid against an elderly Madame Giry, who
Meg.
was played by, I don't know the actress'
Miranda
name.
Richardson?
No, Miranda
Miranda
Richardson is the
Richardson.
mom.
Oh, so that that would make more sense. So that's the daughter.
The daughter,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
that's
Meg
Meg.
Giry.
Anyway, but they're trying to get this little music box, a little monkey on top, and this is very important. This is a detail that is very important later on, as it comes up a lot. And they're saying, "Oh, we like there's obviously this big event that happened where the chandelier fell down, and we restored it. And then right when they show like the restored chandelier, it does the, back to the flashback or like earlier, and the fucking blast of the Phantom of the Opera music is so powerful.
It was
and
so
iconic.
It is
loud.
It is very strong and very
So
powerful, and I can
you
100%
know that
understand.
What is that scene of that? There's a movie or something, or a scene of some sort of thing where this guy's just sitting on the chair and the music is just blasting in his face, and he's like being pushed back by all the audio.
Ratatouille?
That's what it felt like. I felt like I was being pushed back, like dun, 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 like in my face, like.
I too was transforming into a beautiful younger version of myself.
I was
Oh
traveling
my God.
through time. My goodness.
I will say, watching it, like I remember seeing it at the Venetian, like the show, the actual show. It's just as cool.
You remember?
Really?
Yeah.
I did.
It's just as cool. Like
remember.
it's all like kind of muted tones in the beginning, and then when they unveil the chandelier and it's starting to go up and the music's swelling and everyone's it's so cool.
That's so
I gotta find a
cool.
video on YouTube.
I'm sure.
I think while we were looking for where to watch this, speaking of which, please sponsor us. We are looking for ways to fund the rented movies better. But I guess they must have released like a DVD release of the actual play in 2011.
Of like the Broadway.
The Broadway thing. So,
there's so many ways you can watch it. I know there's Broadway HD. That's like a streaming service of like different shows you can stream on that were on Broadway.
man,
Like the original
Iconic.
Cats. I'm sure Phantom's on there. I think Fiddler on the Roof.
is
like
it
a whole
only
bunch
Broadway or is it like other plays?
Like,
Like
would they have the
Hamilton?
Vegas?
I think it's just strictly Broadway.
Okay.
I was like, because there is, not to go off base, but there's
go off base.
There's the Globe in England
Yes.
did a release of As You Like It, which is one of my favorite Shakespearean plays, and man, that cast was hot, and that was a good play. And I was like,
And I would
I
like
would
to
love to
see
rewatch,
it.
and I would love to see it again at some point.
Thank you for sharing
That's
that.
awesome. I always forget you're a little bit of a nerd for that kind of shit.
The
Oh.
theater?
The theater.
A long time ago, I think one of the only ones that I can remember is watching Beauty and the Beast in like as a play. But we were kids and it was like nosebleeds basically, or whatever the cheap seats are. And that's like it's probably a core memory of some sort, but also I don't think I was paying attention to Beauty and the Beast that much.
That's very, very young.
That's
And
delightful. Anyway,
I love that core memory.
I love a core memory. I love it. I'm Inside Out. There we go. In and Out. So yeah, that fucking scene is powerful. The transitions into the like back in 1870 is so fucking gorgeous, and we are seeing the younger theater, and they have just been taken over by the new managers, Monsieur Farman and Monsieur Andre. And they bring their patron, Mr. Raoul, played by Patrick Swayze, Patrick Stewart, Patrick Wilson. Who we had
Patrick
some thoughts
Swayze
about.
Stewart Wilson.
Which we had some thoughts. We didn't like his hair.
I didn't like his hair.
I'm not mad at his hair. I've seen so many worse haircuts in like the past recent years that I honestly, just the clean cut and the length of it all, I was like, I'm not mad at this.
No, it
It's
wasn't
very-
terrible. I think you're right. Because you pointed out, was it tucked behind the ears kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what did it for me. But maybe it's because it made him look like a young child. And I'm just like, please, put it back in a ponytail so you can look like a man.
Oh.
And for
Damn.
that time, it was right.
I think
Let's
for
be
that
clear.
time, it was a very it was a period style.
It was 1870s, okay? It was fine then to have a ponytail and be a man.
We couldn't have fades back then.
Yeah, we couldn't all
Nah,
have
son.
pomps and fades.
But he was a handsome man, and he looked like the real life Beast.
Human beast.
Human beast.
The real life beast.
I'm a little zooted.
Yep. It, for me, I every single time I see him, I'm like, this fucking little dweeb. He's so not pretty, but like he's like a child. And then I'm
He's
like,
just so clean.
he's so clean and so soft. And like when you see like the Phantom, it's like, ooh, like that's a man. Creepy man, but man.
The Phantom is rough trade. Our boy Raul is fucking like virginal, basically.
Yeah.
He's a little twink. He's a virgin little twink.
If you don't know what that means, you're in the wrong podcast.
If you know, you know.
Friend.
But we meet Raul, who's getting and he introduces him to the cast, who's getting ready to do a production with Carlotta, played by Minnie Driver, who is a fucking prima donna girl. An absolute diva. But
And she wants everybody to suck her puss because she's like, I'm the star. Let's be real. She was just like, kiss my feet, grovel, or else I'm leaving.
kiss my feet, grovel, suck my puss.
TM.
I'm pretty sure you didn't need to do that. I don't think anybody's gonna take that.
But didn't she not expect everybody to grovel? She's like, new managers, okay, but I'm leaving now. Goodbye. Get my dog. And she's just like,
Get my doggy, get my boxy, is what she says.
yeah. And then they're like, I have to talk her up. I have to talk her up so she knows that we know that she's a star. Because she's a prima donna girl.
Whoa. Yes, that
But you're
part.
right.
But at the same time, the whispered opera ghost is doing some shenanigans all up in the opera, and it's doing this sort of to sabotage Carlotta. So Carlotta fucking quits, and one of the dancers, Christine, played by Emmy Rossum, stands in and fucking sings the house down, boots, yes, God. And her fucking voice is so beautiful. And her look, that like beautiful little like stars in her hair. And that
Angelic.
she is the moment.
Like-
What a performance. Honestly, I did not know this about Emmy Rossum, that
You're a stan.
she could sing. I was like, I only know her of like Shameless Fame, and I was like, she looks like a Pretty Little Liar, basically. She has that like same look about her, but I didn't know she could sing like that. I thought it was like a really bad like off sync lip sync, but apparently everyone in this movie sings their parts. The only person who does not sing opera is Minnie Driver, but she's an actual like star, so she sings a song, but it's not opera. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know Emmy Rossum had that sort of talent.
Talent.
She fucking,
With a capital T.
Like, Sky, she's classically trained, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, like, she's amazing.
Right?
Like, every time she hit those high notes, it's just fucking goosebumps. It's good stuff.
It was amazing. If you don't watch the movie, just watch that scene.
It's
It's
gorgeous.
amazing.
Glowy. But it turns out that Raul and Christine had been BFFs in childhood, and so like they reconnect, and after the show she's like, while you were gone, I got kind of like tutored by this angel of music. I think it's my dead dad, actually, and he's been teaching me how to sing. And he's like, okay.
That's cool.
LOL,
cool.
okay.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, let's go get some din din.
Let's get some dim sum.
So
Oh.
he leaves and he's like, I'll be right back. You just get changed and then we'll go. And then she's like, but then he's already gone. And then she says,
go ahead.
she's like, what is that? And then some singing occurs and it's like this recurring song, Angel of Music. And yeah, it turns out the fucking Phantom of the Opera is like the inventor of two-way mirrors because he pops up behind the mirror and we're all like, what? And then
he's
he like,
"Ugh."
he takes her behind the mirror into his dungeons. Because he has like
His world of night.
dungeons. I don't think I was too far off saying that there was sewers because like obviously
Yeah,
it was
I was like, oh, not so much sewers, so much as like catacombs or like.
Aqueducts.
the underneath where water flows. And yeah, he was like, come with me. And then I just the sing to me.
Oh yeah.
I can just never unhear that now. But he was like, they were singing so beautifully together. And she finally found out, like, you know, who this mysterious tutor and, like, voice was. And it was the Phantom of the Opera, who is Gerard Butler. And he has a mask on his face. And he's just like, stay with me forever.
And he'd like to keep it on, please. Very important to him.
Too would like to keep it on.
I would like him to keep it on as well. And let me tell you, when I first watched this movie, when we were young teenagers, and he grabs her hand and Phantom of the Opera plays, and he keeps looking at her, I remember turning to the sky and being like, my man is smizing. Do you guys remember what smizing is?
But of course.
I'm like, he is smizing. He is smoldering. I am in love.
I don't know what smizing is.
It's when
smiling
you
with your eyes.
It's from Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model. It's like you gotta smize like this. You gotta, you know. Well, this isn't not. Oh, now it's a visual medium.
I don't know how to do that.
You look like you're in pain.
I am in pain. I don't know how to smile.
So what you do is like you kind of tilt your head down a little bit, and you tilt your eye. You like squint your eyes a little bit.
You
and
squint
you
just a little bit.
Yeah.
You still look like you're in pain.
You don't
You look
smile,
like you're
you
in
smile
pain
with
and
your eyes.
confused about it.
I'm gonna have to work on my smizing.
It's giving confusion.
You're giving confusion.
You're giving confusion and pain. Which, well, I think that's fitting.
That's very Antonio. That's very on brand.
Stop doing it. It's making me uncomfortable.
Look into the
It's
camera.
making me itchy.
It's like confusion is my like super effective attack on you.
What? Huh?
It's super effective.
Like, I think I have hives.
But yeah.
I feel ill.
I feel sick.
Me,
The
when you said words
Phantom.
like "suck my puss."
Listen,
The Phantom would like to
Phantom.
keep it on.
the Phantom would like to keep it on.
Please.
And he's like, as a teenager, his hotness took, precedence over everything. But, obviously as an adult, Antonio clocked this very early on. It's like, wait a second. Let me do the math here. So he's been tutoring her since she was 7. So how much older is he? And I'm like, you're not wrong.
He's about the same age as Madame Geary.
Yes.
Jiri.
Geary?
Jiri.
And
Madame
that
Judy.
is what we call in the business grooming.
Oh, don't say business and grooming. That's what you call it. Is grooming.
That's what you call it.
Which is disturbing.
It is
It's so
disturbing.
disturbing.
As a teenager, though.
Yes. But let me be clear right now that we saw Mr. Phantom and he was wearing a mask, so we couldn't see half of his face. He looked like a young man. But he was also wearing a wig, which we'll find out later and talk about later.
You really can't get over the fact that he was wearing a wig.
I
That really
can't
got
get
me.
over the wig.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving
So
on.
he takes her to the lair, right, of his darkness, where he has all his music stuff because he's a musical genius. They sing to each other, and then he's like, "Let me show you all the cool things I have, including a mannequin of you wearing a wedding outfit." And she
My
passes
Lego
out.
set.
My
My
pièce de
Star Wars
resistance.
Lego set. Of the Opera House.
My
Please.
collectible Hot Wheels is what I have
And
for
she's
you.
like,
And
she faints.
And she passes out. And by the way, the sexual tension between them is beautiful, hot.
Cutting it with a knife, truly.
Once I latched onto grooming, I was mad for a lot of this movie.
I know you
Yes,
were.
me too.
Understandably.
I was like, I don't think even with like the wig and mask and everything, I was like, nope, that's a much older man. And she's playing a much
fair.
younger, like ingenue than, obviously she is.
You know what, Antonio? You are so correct.
You are correct. But Gerard
However.
Butler's really hot.
Dude, and let me tell you something. I've seen him in so many other things, and I'm like, meh.
It's this getup.
For some reason, I think it literally is like the whole like dark and brooding and like the fucking gloves, like the leather gloves he wears. I was like, oh,
You're like, hello, Kylo Ren.
oh.
It's very like dominate. He's so dominating.
Yeah, there it is. And like the whole like being good with ropes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
the leather
saying.
and ropes, and he's controlling, but it's kind of sexy.
But here's the thing. I get it. I understand why it's wrong.
I get it. But I'm
I
saying
see the error of my ways, but I'm just explaining why it.
No, I get it. No, for like what the original source material is and all the fun stuff. It's the same thing like when people were talking about Lolita, the book, I think, which I actually know very, very little about.
Me too,
but I
now know.
I now know.
And I know it's bad.
I know it's not.
But a lot of people romanticize it.
And that's where this is like for me. I'm like,
Yeah, I just think like me and my age now would like to fuck the Phantom. We're fine. We're on a level playing field.
You're allowed to make your own
100%,
bad
but would he be
decisions
interested in you?
as an adult.
No.
Because Ketzel
and
can't
that's
sing.
where that's a
Ketzel
problem.
cannot sing.
So he'd be like, skirt. No.
Hangs
I mean-
himself to escape the situation.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
I've been trying to hit those notes that she's hitting and would not go well for me.
But everybody thinks she's missing in the meantime. And they're like, where are you? And everyone's like, wow, wow, wow. And she returns safely. She's fine. The Phantom delivers like a series of notes to like 500 people. And the management is like, hey, you need to make her the fucking lead instead of Carlotta. Carlotta can be the silent role. And they're like, absolutely not. And then Carlotta's like, absolutely not. And then they, of course, follow Carlotta's lead because she's the star, right?
She's a prima
And they
donna
make-
girl.
Okay,
Truly.
Jigsaw. Like
Truly.
5 million different notes for different people. All of you have to play a different part.
I'd like to play a game.
He's like, and if I wasn't clear, here is the second of the fifth notes. Like, make her the lead. And you know what the management does? They're like, nah, I think we're going to do Carlotta as the lead. And everyone's like, oh my, Miss Dae, like, it must be her. Give her this flower. And then, you know, even then, still, they're like, we're still going to make Carlotta the lead.
Yeah.
So she is.
Even though the Phantom said, if you don't do what I say, I will make something very, very
Bad
bad
things.
happen.
I'm
Very
going to
bad
be
things.
naughty.
I know, and you'll never see me be nice. I can be your Angle, or I can be your Damon. I can be your Angle
It's
of
just-
music.
Just call me Angle.
There's the episode title.
I can be your Angle of music. Yes.
Oh my
Beautiful.
god. But yeah, so Carlotta does take the lead and what's her face? Christine is the page boy, silent. And everybody's having a good time up until the Phantom switches the little spray that goes into what's her face's what do you call it?
Like-
Carlotta's like mouth
Throat.
spray. I don't know,
It's
throat
like her,
spray
like, yeah.
for singing.
I don't know. It
singing.
looked like just like fucking red. I'm like,
Perfume
wondering
water?
What it was.
It's like,
So-
it's probably like, you know how some singers drink like tea or like
Throat
they have
coat.
like throat.
That
Yeah,
very
like
like
that kind of
viscous like whatever it is to coat your throat so it stays like hydrated, whatever. But like he switches that and she starts like croaking, and then in the middle of the whole thing they're like, oh god, we got to stop this right now. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna switch with Christine's gonna take the lead now, and everybody's fine with that. But before that happens, a fucking stagehand gets hanged. This is, I think, the true nature of the Phantom. He just likes to hang people. A murderer.
That's
A
what we
murderer.
call them.
Y'all like a murderer?
Yeah.
That's your man's. So,
On brand.
on brand. So, yeah. And
Have you seen Gilligan Martin? He's a murderer.
Oh, God.
Have you seen Chris Evans?
Murderer.
Ease?
His own grandfather?
His own grandpappy. Murdered.
It's
And we were like,
He tried to.
it's just too much. So, like, in this emergency intermission, Christine goes up to the roof. Raul follows her, and she's like, oh, God. And then they start singing this beautiful, beautiful song where they just profess their love for one another. And it's just so amazing. Unfortunately, the Phantom's there to hear it all. So he's just like, oh. But then where I was, like, so enamored by the whole, like, share your love with me forever and ever.
I feel like you got a little teary there, but I also got teary there.
Forever and ever.
It was good. I fell in love. I was like, oh,
I love this journey for them.
They should end up together. They
Raul's
absolutely
sweet.
should. They look like they care.
He's so sweet.
Raul's the man you marry.
Mm-hmm.
Raul is the man you marry. I'm not going to finish the rest of that.
I know
Wink.
what I fuck though. I'll marry Raul.
There it is.
I'll marry
So
Raul,
the
though.
Phantom is...
Who gets the bullet? Who gets the condom?
Oh, God. Okay. Sad and hurt, the Phantom vows revenge on the fucking both of them. He's like, you fools! Revenge.
Later, it's it fast forwards a little bit. And they're New Year's 3 months later. There's a big masquerade ball, which that scene is camp, mama. That scene is
I
camp.
Oh, it's so
love
good.
that
It's
scene.
like Baz Luhrmann level
Yes.
stuff. I was
Good
like,
shit.
ooh. Men with fans. You know, some people were, I believe, cross-dressing. There was
Voguing.
voguing. That's what I was looking for. I was like, there was voguing involved. Everyone's in black and white. I love a good masquerade. I want to go to a masquerade.
Painted faces on parade.
Masquerade.
Right? That's what they say.
Yes.
I love that. That was so amazing. So theatrical. I think
such a
just
good
what we
scene.
needed.
It's a great scene.
A good palate cleanser, I think.
And it's
With all
also
the
very powerful.
hurt.
Like when they're
Yeah.
all going down the stairs, and it's like just
that's
the
my favorite
blast
part.
of like just them singing Masquerade. Oh, I'm gay. So good.
Okay.
Reveal the secret, Antonio. Reveal the secret.
Which secret?
They're secretly engaged now.
So
Oh,
what secret?
What secret?
Keep it secret. Keep it
Keep
safe.
it safe. So yes,
Keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
Can't even do it.
I can't do my own imitation. That's Guy's
Anyway.
imitation of me, and I can't do it.
So during this masquerade, the Phantom arrives dressed in red, whereas everyone's like in beautiful blacks and whites and a little bit of gold.
Ooh.
And our man's is in red.
Mama, that's camp.
Mama.
And
And his mask is like a skull.
he
It's fucking
commands that-
sick.
They perform his play, which is Don Juan.
Yes.
And he confronts Christine and sees that she has a ring around a chain on her neck.
He said, you're chained to me.
And during this time, Raul decides to go and grab a sword so he can confront the Phantom and maybe potentially like take him down. But
Take
then
him.
Take him.
take them down.
Hey.
Get
Take
him.
him down. Anyways, so the Phantom has rigged some of the
stairs.
staircase.
Yeah.
There's like a landing on the staircase for smoke and mirrors, and he drops through the floor into a hall of mirrors, and Raul chases him there and is trying to fight the Phantom, who's like just dashing in between the mirrors and everything like
He's
that.
like, tee.
And finally, Raul's stopped by Madame Giry, and she pulls him out of there so that way he can get out of, the
Right.
catacombs.
Yeah, and I think at this point, this is where we learn that Madame Giry has kind of a hand in this creation of the Phantom, because it's actually very sad. Like his origin story, basically. She's like, I know what's happening, and I know this guy because I saved him. And we flash back further into the past, because this is a flashback of a flashback, I guess.
Mhm.
And she was like, I was but a young gal learning the ballet. And go to the freak show. They go around the devil child cage, and then there's a devil child with a bag on his head. It's a boy. And here comes the lead guy. He takes the bag off. Everybody's like cackling and cackling at this poor boy. So sad, because he's disfigured on his face. We don't see it in the movie, but you can tell that Madame Giry is like upset about it. And she's the last one to leave the room as people leave the exhibit. And yeah, the devil child strangles the lead guy who comes to take the bag off his head, which I feel like is warranted. It's sad. He's profiting off its cruelty. And so Madame Giry, in pity, helps the boy escape, and she takes him to like the catacombs of the opera house where she's staying in the dormitories. And yeah, he's basically the Phantom from that day on, like lives there. It's his playground. And then she says that he's like a genius. He's a musician, composer, magician, all things that we hate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
Just missing the final piece of the puzzle.
Mime.
And this is where we learn kind of, you know, they're
Thank you.
they're like the same age. So like obviously it's been many years. He's obviously very older. And yeah, so basically that whole story is explained. We feel sad, but not really, because
He's a murderer.
he's a murderer.
He's a murderer and
I
a
feel
mischievous
sad.
motherfucker.
But yeah, the next day, I don't know why, Christine's like, oh no, because they're like, we're leaving, Raoul and Christine. And she's like, let me go pay one last visit to my dad's grave before I leave, right? Because we know that she's been orphaned at 7. So she goes, and someone was supposed to take her. She pays him. Turns out he got knocked out and was replaced. The Phantom replaced himself with that guy. So he took her to the graveyard so he can watch her. Y'all like being watched?
I mean,
Wrong time to ask, because I know you guys would be like,
Anyway, he tries to trick her once more at the cemetery by pretending to be the Angel of Music. But
One
Raoul
mo.
comes in and they duel a little bit, had a little action sequence, and Raoul gets a little injured. But in the end, again, the Phantom gets angrier and she chooses Raoul again because, of course, the Phantom's being a jerk. But they're preparing still to appease the Phantom with his play that he has created, and have Christina's lead because they want to lure him in and taketh him. They have like
Yes.
the police ready, and
Yes.
they're like, okay, well, Christine's gonna perform. It's his play, and if she's performing, he's gonna come. So they have that ready to go.
And you know what? She performs, and he do come. He replaces himself. And they're singing, and it's actually very beautiful. It's very, like, I don't know. I want to feel bad, and I don't feel bad. It was very hard to, like, suss out my feelings. Because obviously, like, he longs for her. She has some respect for him, but he's wronged her, and she denied him. There is, I don't know, I don't want to say sexual tension exactly, but there is some tension there. And yeah, so then I guess they give the signal. They're like, that's him, there he is. But right before the big bad happens, because the big bad happens, they were singing this beautiful, beautiful song together. And it was the Share the Love With Me song as they were singing on the roof, Christine and Raoul. But now it's the Phantom and Christine. And she rips off his mask. And then we find out he was wearing a wig!
What are your thoughts on the reveal, folks, having never seen it?
He did cover his face pretty well. I thought that I caught his face earlier.
Yeah,
I did not.
honestly. So the first time she does take off his mask super early on, but like I was like, I don't see anything wrong with it. But I guess there was either movie magic or they didn't show anything really. But this one I was like, yeah, that's a little bit on the grotesque side.
Jesus. No, I the first time I saw it, I was like, it can't be that bad. I was like, it's fine. Then he took off the mask and I was like, ew.
So while we were trying to find this movie, I did see like other versions of him, of the Phantom from like the other adaptations. And I was like, they really did not lean into how ugly he could be or was portrayed in other ones. So they really scaled it back as to how bad it is
In this film, you mean?
in this specific film compared to some of these other ones. Because some of them,
Gotcha.
he looks like, Nosferatu.
Yeah, he's like in the book. Have y'all read the book?
Didn't they say he had like a hole in his
Yeah,
face?
so
Yeah.
it looks like
He basically is
like a
Voldemort.
skull, kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's really crazy. The book description.
I guess that's why they put so much like figures
It's like
of
Two-Face.
skulls.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like,
Yeah.
just very,
Dark Knight,
very,
yeah.
Thank
very,
you, Quetzal.
very, very grotesque.
Because that's the only way I can imagine, like, the skull-looking thing on half, yeah. It's still, ugh.
I thought it was just gonna be like a burn or something, and I was like, yeah, there are people with burns on their faces that will remain nameless. That like we got past, but this one was a bit like on the, it sucks.
The
He was
first
born
time,
malformed,
yeah, the first time I was like, oh, he was missing an eyebrow.
is what it seemed like.
Yeah, but no, absolutely, like very, very big shock, and his face was definitely a lot more disfigured than we were led to believe. But then the wig.
The wig is what really. She
He
keeps
was
coming
wearing,
back to that
okay,
wig,
okay.
guys.
Let me explain. If you haven't seen it, you're just listening to this. Like, he looks very handsome in this very black, like slicked back look. Gerard Butler, this hair, and I was led to believe that was his actual hair.
I
Like
was
his hair,
misled,
like he took.
bamboozled, led astray.
She was under the impression that like he took care
That
of
was
his
his
hair
real
and just
hair.
couldn't fix his face. But the reality was, it was all bad.
So yeah, the whole facade the mask came off, the wig came off, and then suddenly more disfigured than we thought. And then he has like very patchy hair. It's obviously like not very black as it was, in earlier in the movie because it's a wig and like it's.
Hey folks, I'm gonna just chime in here. Take a shot every time Dahlia said wig.
and it's like whiter. It's like lighter brown. Also kind of maybe like white because he's on the older side, so you really do see the age and the story, and you're like, now it makes so much sense. But
I
the
thought
rest
he
of
was
the
just
movie, I
blonde.
think
I did
I
too.
was
I
going
don't.
with
I
blonde,
thought it
too.
was
going
like
with
brownie. I don't know, maybe not pigmented. I don't know if it was blonde. I couldn't really tell.
He bleached his hair.
There's just so much like lighting happening, but like for the rest of the movie, you see most of the lighting happening on the disfigured side of his face. But yeah, that was a big reveal, so crazy and intense. And they both like as she pulls all his stuff off, like he like has a sword or whatever, or like he cuts a line, and then they both fall down into like the basement of the place, and then he leads her back to the lair. Everybody's like scrambling. The fucking chandelier falls, and that was the biggest like thing of the movie because again, as we flash forward into time, the chandelier was also on auction as well as the monkey with the cymbals. So
You were aghast, bro. When the chandelier fell, you were like, ah!
I was like screaming internally.
I'll tell you, it's also cool when it falls in the actual show.
Oh, God, I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah. I do remember. That's the only thing I remember
Because it's
the
so-
lights turn off and then you're
It's
like
crazy.
"Ah!"
It's a good show. Like watching this movie, I'm like, oh man, I wish I could see it again. Like, I wish it was still
in
here.
real life. Yeah.
I think it was at the Smith Center
Mm.
like
Oh,
2 years ago,
I
and
don't
I
think you're
really,
wrong,
really
yeah.
wanted to go.
It was very, very good. So
Dang.
when that's all, everybody's scrambling, everybody's running away. Madame Giry's like, I'm going to take you, Raoul, to where you need to go because she knows the Phantom. She knows the layout of the place. And then she tells Meg to stay behind. And then Raoul like finds his way to the lair. The Phantom is trying to like convince Christine to marry him. And at this point, Raoul's like, wait, don't hurt her. And then he gets trapped. And it's very sad.
Can I say something?
Please.
Can we scroll back a little bit?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
About what?
Say something first, Kai.
No, because you're gonna go back to what?
Raoul getting put in the fucking jigsaw trap.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
It's kind of important.
It's kind of
He
triggering.
drops through a trap door into some submerged water, and
Dahlia
then
was
the
so
gate
uncomfortable.
starts to come down. It was like, ah!
That's my number one
And-
fear.
I'm pretty sure that at one point during that sequence, they use like reverse footage because the bubbles go downwards, I think.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Mon Frere. How are you paying attention to the bubbles and the directions when you couldn't even fucking pay attention during Saw about a very pivotal scene?
Okay, all
okay.
right. Anyway, we're okay. Anyway, let me say something that has to do with where we're currently at in this summary. Okay, so okay. Listen. When Raoul was like tied up to like the thing with the rope when
Right.
the Phantom was like doing his little thing,
When
I
he
was
was
like,
doing his BDSM stuff.
yeah, I was like, well, I'm kind of into that. I was like, Raoul
Leave.
looks good there.
Let's see
Oh,
through
you
shirt.
like that?
I was like, oh, Okay.
Actually, his wet hair.
Wet shirt.
I know we
wet
were talking
hair,
about his
some
hair.
rope.
Tied up. I was like,
I mean, his hair wet looked good on him. Anyway,
anyway, that's all I
that's
wanted.
very kinky, Sky. Thank you. But he was
That's
tied up
true.
on that fence, and he was like, "Leave her alone." And then
And the Phantom was like, no!
Phantom's like, either she loves you and you die, or she loves me and we go. And he's
you
like,
die.
don't lie
And
to
that's all,
him.
period.
no, I
Don't
don't think
lie
he was
to
gonna
him.
kill him.
Let me die.
Yeah. And he's like, don't make her lie. Just let me die.
There's a lot of rhyming.
It was so sad. Like she
It's a song.
tries to reason. She tries to reason with him, saying that she fears his actions and not his face. And then we see this kiss, this very grand kiss happen. It's happening in front of Raoul too. She kisses him out of pity and because of her kindness. And just because of that, he's like, I've seen the error of my ways. He's like, go, leave me. And he lets them leave, and the fucking mob is coming after them, because when everybody's scrambling, a mob forms and they're like, get the Phantom,
Kill the beast.
and
Kill
it's-
the beast.
kill the
Oh my
beast.
god, is that a mosquito?
I can't see.
Sky.
Is it a crane fly?
A what?
A what?
What are you talking about?
I'm glad this
A
is on
crane
video.
fly.
I'm glad this is on video. What the fuck's a crane
Antoine,
fly?
can you come kill this mosquito? I hate it. Please, please. It's upstairs.
Where is it?
Right there on the wall. Over there. It's loving the smell of the wall plug-in. Do you need a shoe? Yeah. Grab a shoe. It's right there next to you.
Antoine, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between.
My hero.
Thank you, Antoine.
I love you.
Huh?
Because I'm crying.
My head hurts.
I was doing it in support of you.
You were
Oh.
crying?
No.
Oh.
No.
Two of the four of us.
In my headphones. I'll put my.
What?
Okay.
Antoine.
Are you okay?
Okay, thank you. I love you.
Thanks,
Anywho,
Antoine.
where were
That's
we?
staying in. Okay. What happened? So the mob has formed, kill the beast, and so the Phantom goes into his little lair, and this is where I cried, and I want to explain my actions real quick. He goes into that little monkey with the symbol, and he sings Masquerade to it, and then Christine goes and returns the engagement ring, like, to him as like a final goodbye.
Yes.
And this part always fucking makes me start crying, and it made you cry because I was crying.
You made me cry.
I was like,
Antonio, did you
I
cry?
was ugly sub.
I kind of felt some emotion while everyone was crying. I was like, this is kind of sad because, I mean, he's still a killer and he's still like malformed and whatnot, but it's not his fault.
He just wanted to be loved, you know?
He just wants to be. Here's the thing. I'm not sad that I never was sad that Christine was picking Raoul. I'm like, good, yeah. And I'm not.
That was the
sad.
right choice.
Totes.
Yeah, that was
Actually,
the
you know
correct
what?
choice.
This is where I this same part. This is where I started to let go of my disgust.
Spill
with
the
whole
You went through
movie.
the 5
Spill
stages
the
of grief.
tea.
I did. I came to my acceptance because of how these next parts go.
Yeah. No, for me, it always makes me cry when he's just very innocently singing to that fucking monkey thing and talking about hiding your face so no one finds you. And I just get so sad for that child that was getting abused. And I'm getting teary again. And it always makes me cry.
But two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, because he still
No.
kills people.
He does still
And
kill people, but it makes
He
me
still
sad.
kills people, and it still seemed like it was a grooming thing. But I think right after he lets them go, and Christine goes off on the boat with Raoul, I was like, oh, I half expected her to fucking die. I was expecting this whole time for her to have died during the fiasco of the chandelier, or for some terrible tragic Raoul stabs the guy and it also stabs her sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
But the reality is
He
everyone
loved
sails
and
off
let
into
go.
the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was
A couple.
I
even
thought he
this
was
parent-
awaiting his death honestly. I thought he was like, let them come for me, like I don't deserve to live. But then he walked through another two-way mirror, with which he's an inventor of, and he leaves. And yeah, the mob does not find him. Meg Giry, the daughter of Madame Giry, leads the mob, and she's wearing these very sexy
Looking
pants
hot as
and like
shit.
peasant blouse, and I'm just like, ooh. And she sees the monkey too. She sees the monkey with the symbols, as Raoul did, and like, yeah. Then that's how the story ends there. We flash forward. In between also, Raoul does win the bid for the monkey with the symbols over Meg. And then we see him traveling throughout the movie to a place. And of course we see that he's going to the cemetery. And it's the same kind of cemetery that Christine's dad was buried at. But it turns out Christine is the one he's visiting, which is very sad. And he, you know, I guess as a, one last memory to her, he puts down the music box with the monkey with the symbols in front of her grave. Beloved wife and mother. So obviously they had children. They lived a long, happy life. She was the Viscountess.
Like 63 years.
So
You were shocked.
it was beautiful.
I was completely shocked because I was like, oh my God, this girl had to have died during this whole thing. Like he's like reminiscing over a lost flame that, you know, passed away during this great tragedy. I was like, oh, wait, that's his wife. The Viscountess who he loved.
And I can't believe he outlived her, which was very sad. But then we turn to the side and we see that her grave has also been visited with one single flower rose. As the Phantom has so cleverly left throughout the entire movie, we know it's him. And this rose, typically the ones that he left her, always had this black ribbon around it. And this time it had the engagement ring that she gave back to him, which was very, very moving and sad. When I saw it, I was like, wow, I also can't believe he's still alive.
You're like, he's still living?
He's still alive?
You two are still living.
Exactly. Thank you, Sky. Thank you.
I got Grinch quotes in my pocket.
And I love you for that.
The
So
end.
that's how the movie ends. Yeah. Like a little postcard of the image of the flower with the ring on it. And that's it.
Woof.
And that left us all kind of emotionally drained. Emotional damage.
Worth a watch?
Oh, absolutely.
Completely.
10 out of 10. Are you kidding me? You haven't seen The Phantom of the Opera? I'm a little obsessed with it now. I kind of want to watch some videos of the play.
I'm so shocked.
As it was in Vegas.
I'm
'cause
kinda
somebody
shocked
did
For
it.
Dahlia to go down her analysis hole.
Here I go.
I'm pleasantly surprised you liked it as much as you did.
I loved it. I think it was so great. I think it gave me new memories too as an adult. Again, I'm not trying to
Another one?
I can't see.
Yeah.
Antoine! Come back! Yes? Please! Keep an eye on it, guys.
Keep an eye
Don't
out for
lose it.
Selena.
Oh God! Okay, no, it's up there.
It's over here.
This is why you don't leave the door open, Antoine.
The kitty cat wanted to go in and out.
Too bad! Thank you and I love you. I kill the spiders, you kill the mosquitoes. That was our wedding deal.
I did do a screenshot of you guys all pointing.
You were pointing too?
No.
Special guest star of Mosquitoes.
And welcome to the stage, Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Mosca.
But yes, it was worth a watch, and I will go down a rabbit hole tonight. Stop looking up there. What are you seeing?
The light?
What did you look at? Stella? What are you looking at?
Hot cast?
Oh, wait, no, Antonio, what did you think? Do you think it was worth a watch?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said yeah.
I did say yeah. I was like,
Oh, I didn't
absolutely,
hear it.
sure.
You seem
I don't
a
have
little
quite as
sleepier,
strong a feeling.
So, like during.
I
it.
am sleepier.
No.
Oh, I
during
am
it.
sleepier during the
general.
movie. Yeah.
Well, I noticed while we were watching it, you two were pretty into it.
Yeah.
I was paying attention.
Yeah.
Dahlia's
I
super.
was.
Yeah.
I think I think for me what was hardest was like for a musical, and I think the same thing happened while we were all watching the latest iteration of Cats. There's no catchy songs. It's kind of harder to like latch onto a lyric or so for me you to like remember. Like The Worst Pies in London, I can sing over and over and over in my head.
I disagree.
But like I didn't.
wholeheartedly disagree.
I don't have any songs stuck in my head from this movie.
Done.
That's not a
Phantom
lyric.
of the
That is
Opera.
a sound. That is the same thing as like the Harry Potter sound, the Harry Potter theme, or the Jurassic Park theme, or the Imperial March stuck in my head. But like as for lyrical like musicals, I don't have any lyrics stuck in my head, and I'm gonna be hard pressed for the second to last part of how this usually goes.
I think you don't like musicals as much.
I do love a
would
good
that be-
musical. I love musicals. I just don't. I think this is more score heavy, or like. Maybe I have because the musicals that I can think of off the top of my head, they all have like at least one lyric you can think of in your head, like "Good Morning Baltimore" from when we watched Hairspray, or Sweeney Todd has.
So you're
like,
telling me
dozens.
there's not one
You
song
leave
in
here
here
with
that you
nothing.
wouldn't sing a
randomly in
lyric
my
to?
head? No,
Not even.
I can't even like remember the lyrics.
Phantom of the Opera is
Yeah.
here.
Not even that.
inside
No.
your mind.
That's
So
not
then you didn't like
that's not
you
clear.
didn't like this movie as much.
not
The
as
song-
much.
I'll
Songs
tell you
didn't
something.
hit.
The musicals that I don't like a song from, I don't really like. Like, what is it, Les Miserables? Yeah. I don't really like that movie.
Oh.
And there's not a single song in there I could sing to you right
Damn,
now.
dude, not
hear the
even-
people sing.
I
Yeah.
dreamed a
Singing the
dream.
sounds of angry men.
See,
No.
okay.
So I don't
maybe
think you
that's-
liked it as much.
That is such a what a valid
What an
observation.
interesting observation.
What a
Thank
great
you for that.
observation. Because I don't have a single lyric, and I was mad for a lot of this movie because I latched onto the whole grooming thing really early, and I was like,
That's fair.
and I was like, I'm gonna just like sit on this for a while and see how this really plays out, and then I was pleasantly surprised at the very end, like we talked about, that I was like, what?
Because every musical I have liked, there is always one song at least.
That you
even
can sing.
even Cats, I'm like, memories. Oh, in the moon. Like
That's-
there's
Maybe
There's
I
a
don't
Skittle
like
Shake
cats
Railway
or this
Cat.
that much.
Jellicle cats.
skin bull shakes.
The railway cat.
Maybe
I
I
also
don't.
love tap dancing, so that one was a really big one for me.
Da, da, da.
That's a hot take, and I like it. Maybe
Wait,
I don't.
wait, it's true,
May,
'cause
I mean, I
Get-
don't. Okay, so if the question is worth a watch, I 100% will say, yeah, sit down, watch it. La di da di da. Maybe just move past the slightly pedophiliac tendencies. By all means, keep the murder, but
Keep the murder.
Can I also toss in my hot take as we're discussing some things that we
Sure.
latched onto or did not like? Like at some point I had made this comment where I was just like, everybody deserves to be loved, right? Like even if people who, are born the way that they're born, disfigured or whatever, but I'm just like, Quasimodo also was born disfigured and he deserved love and he didn't get it. But he wasn't a murderer.
He was a good person, and he said, "Okay."
In the Disney one.
okay, yeah. So
Yep.
the
That's
Dis-
true.
You guys
I
kept
was
saying
like-
that, and I was like,
I was
the
like,
Disney one.
look up
Yeah,
the
it's
book.
true.
Disney has
I only watched the
let's
films.
say romanticized a lot of stories that
Oh, yeah.
has that I don't know
Disney's
how the
Hunchback
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Of
he
Notre Dame.
he did not murder, but
But
How does
did
the
do
actual
good things.
book go?
but he did not do good things. He
In
would.
the
I'm
book,
sure he
it's-
would have liked to keep other people.
Yeah, it's a little
Say it.
darker than the
Say
Disney
it.
one. No.
It's a little more.
I'll have to
weird.
look it up later.
it's
Okay,
a
Yeah, look it
little-
up later.
It's a little more.
it's a little more
bombastic.
nuanced than we want to talk about. Sure. Okay, but like, yeah, let's say Disney version. Yeah, I was like, but everybody do deserve to be loved. Just, I'm glad that he also learned the error of his ways. I think that was also
think
very
that was really,
amazing
like,
at the end.
At the end.
It doesn't forgive, but it does compensate for a lot of the wrongs for people to move on and have closure.
Podcast?
Yeah.
It's a lukewarm cast.
What the fuck? This movie was
I
one of the
think
ones that made
based
me
on-
buy. Emmy!
It was no okay. So I think great
Her
cast
hair.
as far as like, as far as like acting wise, everyone does amazing.
Everyone was hot. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Gerard Butler and Emmy fucking made me fucking gay. Gay. Patrick looked good. I don't know what you want me to say. Fucking bada bing bada boom. They're fucking gay.
Emmy Rossum
Love.
definitely shines, and I think Meg looked really good in that outfit that everyone wanted to point out.
Okay. What about costume design and location? I think I already answered that for myself. Loved.
Oh yeah, it's very beautiful for the period that it's in, and I'm a really big fan of that red suit.
Oh yeah, the Phantom's red suit.
Yeah, the costuming's delicious. So good. So good.
Gorgeous.
We skipped
Soundtrack.
over
Yeah.
soundtrack/score.
Soundtrack and score, of course, this score is amazing.
Even though you didn't find any of them memorable.
That's not part of the score. That's part of the soundtrack.
Zam.
All of it was mostly sung.
I understand that, but I didn't find a single lyric that I can recite to you right now.
That is so weird.
That's so bizarre. Okay. I thought soundtrack and score were amazing. All good sounds, all good songs. I
Oh,
can't remember any lyrics, but I remember a lot of the tunes, and I could probably like hop in and out of them because this is my first time listening to them.
Yeah.
Really.
Do you have a favorite song?
Yeah, the Share the Love song, but also the
Yeah,
Phantom of-
I know
Phantom of
this.
the
I know that
Opera's
it's
here.
that song that they sing on the rooftop between those two. That is my favorite song. But do I know any of the words in it? No.
And also Angel of Music. It's hard toss up, but definitely number one. Definitely the song on the roof.
If you had to take a shot every time someone said "Angel of Music," you'd die.
Or Christine?
Christine!
Christine. Anyway, I love the soundtrack.
Favorite-
I love this fucking soundtrack. I love this fucking soundtrack. I always forget how 80s the Phantom of the Opera song is. It's very 80s.
Totes.
Oh yeah,
The
that one
electric
song. Oh, I
guitar
forgot that. Like
In
just
there,
went,
I was like, ooh!
Yeah, I'm like
Aged.
uh-huh.
It's so good.
Yes.
Katzel, what's your favorite song?
Well, this goes into my favorite quotes, and my favorite song and my favorite quote is the entirety of "All I Ask of You," which is the rooftop song. I think it's such a sweet and very beautiful song. I love it. Say, you'll stay with me one life, one lifetime. It's so good.
Cute.
Stella agrees.
It's mine. Yours is which one?
You know, watching this now, I was like, oh, this is my favorite song. And then the next song would play and I'd be like, no, it's like you with the Hairspray. I was
Yeah.
like, this song's a good song. Now this song's a good song.
This.
Now this one, because I really liked All I Ask of You. I loved Masquerade. Like,
Masquerade.
just everything about that, the song, the lyrics, the performance itself. But I really love Past the Point of No Return.
The
It's
final
sexy.
It's, so
It's a
good.
sexy song.
It's sexy.
And the way they both sing it, I was like, oof.
huh? These are all songs.
Woof.
It's so good.
So much power.
And I like Think of Me too. I think that one was really good. You said you got goosebumps when she started singing.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Think of me
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, that's the glittery moment. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, do you guys have any quotes? I'm gonna assume that's a no from Antonio. Anyone else?
Sing for me.
Yeah, I'm
to
like
me.
trying. Like I didn't really like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like, keep your hand at the level of your eye.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Don't
Smart,
get
smart,
moited.
smart. Bless you.
And do you guys think it was worth the hype of it being the longest running fucking Broadway show and one of the biggest musicals of all time?
Yeah. I think it's worth the
Absolutely.
hype. I just don't think it's for me. It's like people saying like, "Oh, I don't really like Star Wars," even if they've watched it afterwards. And they're like, "Yeah, it's a really good movie," but
I don't think I'm gonna sit down and be like, "Ooh, let's watch a Phantom of the Opera" anytime soon.
If you're
I
not if you're not a musical lover, I don't know how you'll love it because it's like a 2-hour movie, so if you can't stand it, you're not going to. But if you're a musical lover, it is absolutely worth the hype. It is probably one of the most iconic of the musicals.
Go off.
It is one of those that you're like, I can't believe I didn't watch that sooner. You know, and like it's just one of the top ones. I'm glad that I watched it again because now I'm going to think about it from time to time.
It's so good.
Poor Christine.
My
She lived a good life.
My sister was telling me the other day she was like caught in traffic in San Diego, and she was playing the Phantom of the Opera song. And you know when like Christine's hitting all those high notes and stuff. And I told Juice guys, she was like in her car just waiting, and she was trying to like hit all the notes. And she's like, I must look like a complete insane person to anyone next to me. My mouth is just gaping open.
Good. That's how you get better at singing. Car karaoke.
Yes, very that.
I loved it. Definitely worth the hype.
It brings back so many memories
It
watching
really
it
does.
too.
I'll always love it. It reminds me so much of teenage us, and why I love musicals. This is one of the my first like loved musicals.
Yeah, this and Moulin Rouge were like two that me and Lindsay watched together, like around the same time. So it's very they're very formative for me.
I love it.
Our moms would hate it, but you know.
Oh, absolutely.
We've made that very
Maybe
clear
that's
before.
why. I think I'm becoming your mother's.
Now, just now.
But you like Sweeney Todd.
I do like Sweeney Todd. Does your mom hate Sweeney Todd?
My mom hates musicals.
musicals.
She's like, I don't get why they have to sing.
That's
they can
my
just
mom
talk.
too. They're like, why are they breaking out a song again?
Yeah. And me and Lindsay are like, because they're filled with such emotion. They have to sing what's in their hearts.
They're telling us a story.
And my mom's like, yeah, okay.
Keep it in your pants, Casanova.
Oh, God.
All right.
Anyway, that's it.
Hey yo. I'll play us out for once.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that concludes this episode of Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye,
losers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Together forever.
Oh my god.
You're chained to me.
Chained to me.
Chained to me. Oh, I forgot about that part. I think
your
I'm
favorite
actively deleting things as we go.
Jesus Christ.
And scene.
Scene.